Hey folks, one more coding session with Golang in Hackerrank because I've seen that coding interviews are basically becoming mandatory for DevOps roles. And often, instead of asking you to code in Terraform, people are actually asking you to code in normal, like algorithm type things. So we have to be ready for that. So here we go. We're going to log into Hackerrank. In last video, I did the third one in the problem-solving set of problems. So we'll go with that, and we're going to go to the fourth one now. So we're going to go with the solve one because I've done some of these before already, and just select the easy ones for now, and then we will move to harder and harder one as time passes. So today we're going to. Last time we did the compare the triplets. Now we're going to do the very big sum. Let's go to that. And hopefully it doesn't remember my code. It doesn't. That's great. So the idea is this. It's going to give you, the input is going to give you something like this, where it's going to give you a number of integers in an array, and it will tell you how many there is, and it's telling you that the integers can be in value all the way 10 to the power of 10. The idea is that by the time you add them all up, you might be going over the highest possible number for that in type, right? So they actually tell you that like a tip for C and C++ and Java programmers to use long int. In our case, we're going to use Golang, and turns out we're not going to run into that problem because Golang has all the way to 64-bit integers, as you can see here. So what do you have to do? By the way, in Hackerrank, they give you all the other necessary codes. All they're asking you to do right now is write the function, which is pretty darn easy. So first, I will define a variable that will hold the result, which I will return from the function when you're done with it. So the result variable is of type int64, and initial value is 0. That's all good. Oh, misspell. It's complaining now because we haven't used that, but we've defined it, so we're going to use it in a second. So we're going to loop through the array, right, and add each item in the array to the result, and when you're done with it, we're going to return the result. So for I equals 0, we start at 0 index, and as long as I is less than the length of the array, and the input array is called AR, so we're going to use that. We're going to continue the loop because when you get to the end, let's say it's 5, right? Fifth element doesn't exist. So we're going to go from 0 to 4. That's why this expression works. Okay. And then each time through the loop, we're going to increment by 1. Old C code, I++, also works in many other languages, including Golang. So what are we going to do now? We're going to say result. Result equals result, whatever was before in the last iteration, plus whatever the number is at this time in this index. So we're going to AR of I. So the ith index, the value of the ith index in the array is going to get added each time you run through the loop. And when you're out of the loop, the result should have the number. So we're going to say return result. Okay. No more problems with the code itself, like the syntax and whatnot. So now we're going to run the code and see what happens. And it passes the initial test that it gives, the one that you actually see. Now that it ran, I will submit the code for the unknown test cases, the ones that you cannot see. And it worked. Now, here's the thing. I think we got lucky because we're using Golang. If we were doing this in Java or C or C++, we probably have to have some special code to tackle the fact that it can go over the maximum value of the integer type. In Golang, because we're using int64, we kind of lucked out. We didn't have to deal with that. All right, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.